Come on now. Y'all already know what this is. First things first, God did this. Don't get mad with us. I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. And we got the one man and the only man that can check into the Heartbreak Hotel. That's the Heartbreak person himself. Now, look, I ain't gonna lie. This week for WWE was actually all right. You know what I'm saying? Why would I say that? Might be a little biased when I tell you, because they was in the garden. And when they go in the garden, it gets a little different from time to time. Now, that being said, of course, Raw they had in the garden, and then we seen from NXT Gold Rush, they was in the Garden Theater. Okay, now SmackDown. SmackDown was also another killer too. But let's go ahead and let's kick it off. Oh, matter of fact, before we even do that, we gotta shout out our guy, Zach, man, letting us know, as always, the national holidays, National Adoption and Family Stories Month. So all you parents, all you new parents, man, trying to get a kid, man, adopt a child today, man. Never know.
Hey,
Could change their life, you know
Zach,
what
we
I'm
appreciate you as always.
saying?
Saving and creating families one day at a time.
That's right. That's right, man. Well, let's go ahead and kick it off with a 2 hours and 30 minutes of fire for Monday Night Raw, baby. Now, Raw, man, I told y'all, Raw was special. You know what I'm saying? We had Raw in the Garden, and this was John Cena's last Monday night on Raw. And I ain't gonna lie, man, it touched me. But man, they started off with John Cena, saying his thanks, and then of course you know how it is. Dirty Dom and the Judgment Day come out, they team up, they're ready to tell Cena, look, it's just one of you and three of us, and they just start to attack this man, John Cena. And then, of course, Sheamus and Rey Mysterio come out, and you know what? They even up the odds. And then we have a six-man tag team match. But you know how it was, man. That match was a banger. To the point where we seen Sheamus and Rey Mysterio joining John Cena, hitting the five knuckle shuffle, and honestly getting that 1, 2, 3. And honestly, to the point where even at the end, the crowd went crazy, the cheer for John, and honestly, it just looked beautiful, man. This really kind of took you back to like 2012, 2013. I remember seeing this when I was like in high school, man, being like 18, like, dang, man, these were those guys back in that time. And that time hey, for John, man, it's crazy. It's a little
The
emotional.
last time is now.
It is. It truly is. Then we flash forward. Oh man. Which was crazy. We actually had a part of the last time is now tournament, and of course the surprise guest was that man Dolph Ziggler. But honestly, Solo hitting that Samoan spike on Dolph Ziggler and advancing into that tournament. Low key, I still wondered why did we do this just for my man Dolph to lose. Then we flash forward. Oh man, I've been telling y'all this already. Look, I'm Nikki Bella fatigued. I'm pretty much done with this whole situation when it comes to this. I'm not gonna lie, man. We seen this coming soon as she's already started talking with Stephanie McHugh. So this isn't a surprise. Honestly, yeah, Stephanie, do your thing, get the job done, and clean house and get rid of Nikki Bella as soon as possible. Then we flash forward to this big old shock of a surprise, and I kind of talked about this on exclusive takes the other day. Maxine Dupri beating Becky Lynch, the man, for the women's Intercontinental Champion. And honestly, what was crazy, with the help of AJ Lee, you know, with the help of AJ Lee, honestly, it was just a great thing for her because, she came out, crowd popped for it, distracted Becky Lynch. Man, Maxine literally comes for a crossbody, gets the 1, 2, 3. And also, we have a new IC champ. And honestly, I just said, man, that's just insane. Then we flash forward to the women. Okay, we had the women, we're setting up for this women's war games match right now. And what's going on? Well, of course, the division that's going on with Charlotte. All right. So the crazy thing is we already had Alexa Bliss. They already had Rhea Ripley and Io Sky out there pretty much talking. And of course, you seen what happened. Nia Jax, Lash Legend. Okay, the Kabuki Warriors came out and tried to pretty much, conquer. But that did not help because when Charlotte came out with the deciding even the odds of the factor with that kendo stick and clean house, and honestly, that's how they was looking after that. We flash forward, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of us, a lot of people even said on social media that man Javon might have been almost cooked as soon as we heard Gunther's his old theme back. But I ain't gonna lie, man. Look, and I said this before. Javon, you killed it in this match. I really thought this was a great showcase. But honestly, when you seen both of these men in the ring, you couldn't really say Javon looked like an underdog at all. He really went toe to toe, showed what he had, and I say, hey man, look, we proud of you. We proud. Don't worry about it. You might have lost this one, but you're gonna win the next one. Then we flash forward to the ending of Monday Night Raw, which pretty much at this point we seen the reveal of the War Games. Pretty much the final, the confirmed five of the War Games match, and honestly, it was crazy. Okay, you had first of all, we started it off with CM Punk. Literally with him, Jimmy and Jay trying to fight off the Vision, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre. I mean, the whole nine. Cody Rhodes is out there. It's 4-on-4. Then all of a sudden, CM Punk cleaning house. Then we had Brock Lesnar pop up. And at this point, Brock Lesnar is ready, clearing house. You know how it is. F5, German suplex, throw you off the ring, throw you out the ring. You know how it is with Brock Lesnar. But then, of course, the crowd was already going crazy, and they must have knew something. They must have felt an aura because one man, that only man, popped up, and that's that man, Roman Reigns, man. Look, the OTC coming back, clearing house. And what was crazy, the man, this man, okay, put a bunch of security guards through a whole barricade. Well, NYCP, NYPD, that's what they said. But look, man, those are future WWE superstars. But man, this was great. I love what they did with this. I love how everything was. Honestly, the thing was they cut this show off with it was so much more chaos. But honestly, this was great. And this was the finish right here. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this again, great show. I think this was something that we needed to see, especially for John Cena. Man, I ain't gonna lie. John needed this. John truly needed this. Look, another thing I really need to address. Somebody I remember I was watching, going through the highlights on YouTube, and somebody in the comments has said this took me back to my childhood. I said, my God, way to tell your age, bro. Seeing Sheamus, John Cena, CM Punk, Dolph Ziggler, AJ Lee, Nikki Bella. I said, okay, I get it. This is we got the kids from the PG era that are adults somehow now. So, hey, look, y'all loved it. I had a great time watching it. But again, I've been telling y'all before, and I will say this again. I'm Nikki Bella fatigued, bro. I can't keep doing this. Well, what am I doing? Sitting here, just saying all this stuff to Stephanie Marquez. You got that, Mamacita? Are you kidding me? Please, I'm cringing. Stop it. Ugh. But yeah, yeah. I mean, more than likely, I wasn't too mad about this. I wasn't too upset about how the show went. I thought it was great. To see Cena in one of his last matches on Raw in a three-man tag, I thought it was nice. But of course, some people would have liked to see him do that, in a singles match, just one last time. This is your one last match, so But we'll see what happens with it. And honestly, again, I think one last thing I got to talk about this War Games match. Um, to be honest, and I've said this before too, the four men that are in this War Games match are the four men that are in the WrestleMania commercial. So we know for a fact that it's definitely gonna be something jumping off in this whole PLE for this specific match here. So I'm hoping we're going to see some twists and turns. Honestly, the fact that it's Brock Lesnar instead of Seth, we know is only because Seth was injured. But I can only imagine how that story really would have cooked up if it was still Seth and he wasn't injured, man. I really think he would have. Oh man, because even thinking about it now, how it could have been if Seth wasn't injured, I think WrestleMania 42 would have definitely. I mean, we even talked about it when we reviewed night one, how they were already kind of setting up for the next WrestleMania. And it looked like they were kind of on that path with Seth and just kind of looking at it and seeing it from here. I think that would have definitely been the case, but sorry, we'll see what happens. You know, you throw in Brock. I mean, your one connection is Paul Heyman. All right, I mean that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. But we'll see what happens. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Yeah, for as far as Monday Night Raw goes, and what we saw, I thought it was actually a pretty decent show. A lot of good callbacks, a lot of good, nostalgia pops as far as bringing back some of the older wrestlers that that we saw or had during, that like you said, that 2012, 2013 time frame. John Cena, Sheamus, Rey Mysterio. I'm just happy to see Rey's back in the ring. I know he had a bad injury to his leg, and so he's back. He looks good. I thought they put on a good, a good match, and that was a good way to kick off the night. It is sad that this is coming down to two more nights of being able to see John Cena. It's like this year has just flown by. The last time is now. It's pretty much done. It's almost a wrap, and it's just crazy, because most wrestlers, they when they talk about leaving and not wrestling again, you get the feeling that there's a door, there's a window there that they will come back through for at some point in time. With John Cena, it does really kind of feel like, and I guess it's also because we know he has a career outside of wrestling, so he has something else outside of wrestling. So it feels like when he says I'm not coming back, or this is the last time, I'm not going through any more tables, I'm not taking any
Yeah,
more chair shots, I'm not doing any more body slams. Like you feel like, yeah, this is true. Like this is really, it for John Cena. And so yeah, it's like crazy. Just two more dates left, but it's going out in a great way. I like the whole thing they have going. I like the fact that they put the Intercontinental Championship on John Cena. It accomplished a couple of things as far as allowing him to be a Grand Slam champion and change the tournament to like who's like we talked about before the Intercontinental Champion typically meaning or being there for who was next to be on that grand stage, to be in that world heavyweight title picture. What newcomer, new energy, new life, new breath is going to be entering that realm. And so this is a great opportunity through this tournament to kind of crown somebody that can be the future of the WWE. And so I do like the fact that he has the Intercontinental title, and like whoever ends up facing him has a chance to actually win that and kind of be cemented as like, hey, this person is somebody that we're betting on for the future of WWE. Maxine Dupri winning the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I hate to say it, but I kind of had the feeling that was going to happen. I think something changed like a few weeks back when we got that first match between Maxine Dupri and Becky Lynch, as far as how well she did. And because I remember talking about how that out of the gates, it was a little shaky. It was a little like,
hmm
whatever. But as it cooked and as they kept going, it got better and better. And you could just see the crowd being involved. And before you know it, was like, this match was phenomenal. They did an excellent job. Then they came back and ran it back. They did a good job there. And then it was like, okay, this is the third time, and, you know, I don't know if, what the reason behind the sudden change would be, but I just had this feeling that this was going to happen. And so it did. And it's fine with it. I know Seth's at home getting over a knee injury. Becky may want to be home with him, to help things of that nature, give her a
with
little
our
break,
hot
whatever.
husband.
Yeah, with her hot husband, because she is, the greatest women's wrestler of all time, according to ESPN and other sources.
Sports
But
Illustrated said it.
Sports Illustrated said, hey, Becky's been killing it with that. I absolutely love that. But but yeah, so this is great. We've got a new bit of blood in the women's division, a new talent that has a chance to kind of get out there and perform and shine and grow and mold right in front of our eyes, which is great. because it's something we've been asking for, and I'm glad we've got it with Jade Cargill, we've got it with Maxine Dupri, and so I think that's a great thing. And then to end it all up, or sum it all up, they couldn't have probably finished the show in a better way with the whole War Games setup, the whole War Games vibe. Just hearing Brock Lesnar's music, hit the fact Drew McIntyre, perfect. I'm so happy to see Drew is included in a match of this magnitude. Drew on Thursday night got he got the star of the night for me. I love the way he came out. I know we will get to it in a minute, out of Cody's bus, but that was just greatness. But Drew, I was so glad to see he's involved in this, because we've been talking about Drew being just killing it this year and probably being the best heel going right now in WWE, on the mic, in the ring. He's just been phenomenal. So to see him included, but then to get Brock Lesnar, music drops, you hear it, the Beast Incarnate comes out, he does his bounce. It's all there. The energy, the crowd, the pop. Yeah, somebody getting ready to go out here and get destroyed. He tosses Cody around like a rag doll. He needs to become the American Nightmare, because it looked like it was a nightmare for him the way he was being thrown around. And they chanting OTC, and I'm like, they gotta drop it. They gotta drop the OTC. And the music hits. OTC comes out with the OTC swag that he does, comes down to the ring. I like the little face off between him and Brock. And then they throw a little, a couple of blows, just enough of a tease. Great way to kind of end the show. They put police through barricades. It was just diabolical what was happening.
Hey, the cops didn't care about Logan Paul when he was getting yoked up by CM
Punk. No, when he's getting yoked, nope,
go ahead, choke him out. He good.
They'll choke him out. But but we got to stop this chaos between Roman and Brock with nothing on our duty belts, empty pouches, because the cameras caught that. I said, yeah, that's WWE talent right there. That's talent right there. But yeah, it was good. It was a good way to to end the show. I thought WWE Monday Night Raw was pretty decent overall.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry.
No, you good.
How did I forget Javon Evans? Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Javon Evans, phenomenal. I mean, listen, let's be real. When they said Javon Evans versus Gunther, I knew already Gunther was winning. There was no way Javon.
Even Javon said it on NXT. He said, "It's crazy. I'm even better than Gunther." I said,
"Yeah,
bro. We all saying the same thing."
Yeah, you could cancel Christmas on that, honey. He is not. That's not happening. I just said, listen, go in here, put on a good match, and we will see. Like, just show them, show them what Javon Evans is. Show him
who you are.
Show them who you are. I'm saving that for later on. But Javon Evans killed it. And Gunther, as usual, that's my boy there too. I love Gunther. So putting them together, you knew it was going to be like this hard-hitting physical match that was also athletic. And Gunther does a good job of being able to, put on good matches with just about any type of wrestling style. That's why he is the ring general. But yeah, hey, shout out to Javon Evans. I'm very happy to see that he was even included in this. That tells me that at least somebody in the upper echelon see something in this kid to give him these types of opportunities, even though it didn't go his way.
Yeah, man. I think it showed a lot of great showcase for Javon. The crowd was behind him. And you know how it is for Javon. Look, New York gonna push for you regardless, Javon, because we know where you from for real. Look, they talk about Michael Jordan in Chicago, but we don't know where he's from. We know where he's from.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, I think he killed it.
Shout out to Rob, the photographer, giving us his son, gracing us with his son.
Yeah, man. World. Yeah, man. They killed it though. They had a great show. I think it was great. I was kind of mad they ended Raw the way they did though, man. They should have let the chaos continue because there was so much more footage that came out after.
Yeah, it's that old school. It was like that old school style of wrestling when it needs to go off and people still fighting and we'll see you next week. And it's like, what's happening? Stuff's still happening.
And it's just like, man, then it's like you go on social media, you see just all the stuff going on after the face-offs. It's like, what the crazy.
Crazy. It's they cooking up something. And I think out of this here, we're gonna get what's gonna be happening, what they're gonna be working towards for Mania. First, I keep saying I just have a feeling like it's gonna be a big play between these four people we keep seeing at the chips table. So we're gonna
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But we talked about some of the great things that happened on Monday Night Raw. Now it's time to talk about that man Sean hooking it up with NXT, baby. All right.
I kept freezing. I was like, eh, it was just stuck on NXT
I think we both clicked at the same
at the
time. I
same
think that's what
time.
had happened. Yeah.
At the same time.
At the same man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's go ahead and talk about this man. Man, NXT, great show. I mean, really great show. Now, of course, what are we talking about here? This is a normal thing we're saying here, but this was Gold Rush. This was in the Garden. I loved it. Now, if y'all seen my video that I did on exclusive takes the other day, I talked about some of my gripes that happened at Gold Rush, and if y'all seen that, you kind of know why I was upset. But I ain't gonna dig too deep into that because we got to review this whole show, man. Because this whole show was an absolute banger. Okay, because we kicked this show off first of all right, with Joe Hendry and Thea Hale going up against Chelsea Green, or should I say Chelsea Green and Ego. Ethan Page, man. Honestly, man, come on. Y'all know what happened with this, man. Chelsea Green solidifying it and just honestly getting that W for them to get that, to retain those titles, man. Hey, shout out to Nicole. Thanks for watching so far, man. I appreciate it, Nicole. Thanks for watching.
Hey, Cole. Love you.
Hey. Oh man. But then we got to flash forward. So that man Tavion Heisen, I ain't gonna lie, this was interesting, man. He cut a promo because it was announced by Ava that John Cena is gonna be picking the five men for the deadline match coming up. Now, Tavion cut a hell of a promo. The crowd was behind him. People loved what he was saying. And honestly, I thought this was pretty good until this man, Josh Briggs, comes out of nowhere and then starts to beat the hell out of Tavion Heights. I said, my God. But this was good, man. I mean, these men brawled throughout throughout the garden. This was great. This was great. Crowds behind it. Hey, Tavion looking good, but he kept doing his thing. And Josh Briggs being that heel, man, I ain't gonna lie. I know there's things about Josh Briggs, but he's a hell of a heel. I will say that. Then we flash forward. I mean, I just, we might have to go past this for a second. Look, I'm not even gonna lie. This was very frustrating towards the end. But I loved it, man. Blake Monroe taking Soul's knee brace, okay, and tossed it to the entrance ramp. I said, damn, Blake, but I understood that. Love what she did, really selling this injury, really playing, using the body parts to the advantage. Honestly, to the point where Zarya asks, where is the towel? I need a towel. I'm about to throw in the towel. I mean, even when they seen Zarya, as soon as she grabbed the freaking towel, the crowd immediately booed, but that meant nothing. Zarya throwing the towel in the ring and causing Soul to forfeit. And honestly, Blake Monroe retaining. Now, I'm not mad about Monroe retaining. I'm just mad at the fact that we didn't see a damn heel turn. So, well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Then we flash forward. Come on, man. Ricky Saints and the Oba. Femi, look, man, this was a hell of a promo. Ricky was talking that talk out there already, talking about how he done took down Trick, took down Oba. Okay, love what he was saying. Then, of course, you talk about Oba, the ruler gonna come. Okay, pause. The ruler came out, man. Ruler says, I came back. What I did was I went to the motherland. I went to the place that made me who I was, what made me a champion. I came back. And now that I'm back on that same level, you will not be holding that title much longer. I said, come on, Oba. Stop playing with him. Stop acting like, like they talking about something else that wasn't about it. Over talking about daddy's home. Said, man, that was crazy. That crowd went crazy, man. I appreciate it because you was on it. You was like, that's crazy. Oh, but this was good. This was good. And honestly, I can't wait to see what happens. But it makes me think this should not be Ricky in this spot. This should have been Javon. And we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Then we flash forward to that man Trick came out right after this. And he told Ricky, Ricky, I've been told you I'm not done until I get my title back. And this is what I mean by this should be Javon in the spot of Ricky, man. Like it's just, when we really look at it, like Javon should be here with the title because of what's been going on with him, Oba, and Trick. This has been going on for a year. This should have been Javon. But I ain't gonna say too much about it. But I still love what they're doing with this. It's cooking. It's legitimately cooking. But Trick says that he still wants his title. And that meant nothing because you know what else happened? That man, Miles Bourne, giving that receipt to Trick. Because you remember when Trick and Ricky was brawling a few weeks ago, he hit Miles with the steel chair. I said, man, this was good. I loved it. But then Miles said that he's going to be winning the Iron Survivor match. I said, you know what? You might have it at deadline. We don't know. We'll see. See what happens. Then we flash forward, man, to Javon Evans, Leon Slater going up against Dark State. And honestly, this was a good match. But, it's really just one of those things, man. It was the numbers game, man. The numbers game, man, to the point where, they had Leon pretty much almost distracted, had Javon distracted for a second, to the point where nobody botched, but Javon hitting Leon with a frog splash to the point where it helps Dark State to get the dub, hitting their finisher. And honestly, of course, but I'm not mad about this because I don't want to see Javon and Leon as a tag team. I want to see these men as singles men competitors because they're just that damn good to hold a title on their own. Then we flash forward. Man, we're going to talk about this now. All right, let's get into it, man. Look, it was Tatum Paxley going up against JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship. Now, honestly, it was crazy, okay? It was crazy. Laney Reed, all right, went to go first, grab the NXT Women's title to cause the distraction. Izzy Dane followed up with a crazy elbow, by the way. I said, my God. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing? But then, to the point where Tatum is outside the ring. And Sean Spears, and Sean Spears jumps in the way of Tatum. And then all of a sudden, Izzy hitting Tatum with a big boot. I said, man, I mean, look, Tatum sold this. This is crazy. I kind of laughed. I mean, I was like, damn. But then to the point where she throws Tatum back into the ring and JC Jane winning back the NXT title. And this is the finish right here. Now, I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of things where I said to myself, Sean, you are full of it, dude. You're completely full of it with this, man. Look, I just think it's to the point now I feel like I sit and I say a few things. When it comes to Zarya, I'm just going to talk about Zarya. And I was talking about Zarya the other day. I'm sick of this. Zarya, you're killing me. You're not going heel. I've come to conclusion of that. I confirmed that in my head. So, it's your time now. It's your time. Go ahead. Go heel. Hey, Mr. Xclusive said it last year. People thought he was crazy. They said, what is he talking about? And I said, he might have something here. It's happening. It's happening. Just know we told y'all. Okay. Another thing. JC Jane and the Tatum Paxley match. Love that match. I thought again, Tatum only having this title for a few weeks. Damn near criminal. I mean, still love how it was, but I just, come on. You shouldn't be doing this. Oh, also, one thing I didn't get a chance to mention, my girl Lonnie, backstage promo. I said, girl, you are her. You are her. That's you. Said, yeah. Man, look, I love what she did when she was saying, because nobody can do it like Lonnie. I said, oh, now. I said, now you got something here. Now everything's coming in full motion. Now it's to the point where I'm invested into Lonnie. I mean, I've been invested in Lonnie, but now overly invested. You might as well just put me in Shark Tank because I'll put my money down and I'm pretty sure Lonnie's got it. I loved it, man. But yeah, I mean, this was a great show. And I can't, and honestly, again, criminal. I gotta mention one more thing. The Rupa. Okay. Obafemi. Now, I do need to talk about this real quick. Seeing Ricky Saints in that spot, man, it is one of those things where I'm like, this legitimately really should be where Javon should have been at. For real. It don't make no damn sense. Javon done had everything to do with Trick, with Oba. Hell, even with Ricky at one little point, before he faced Oba. But I mean, Ricky in the middle, Oba and Trick, man, Ricky just got here. It should have been Javon there. That story, man, what? The mic work all three of those men was doing before Stand and Deliver? Come on, let's talk about it. Come on. That should have definitely been Javon. It's one of those things, too, even just like we was talking about with Raw and the whole thing with Brock and everybody. I said, man, I wonder how this story would have cooked if it was Seth there because the investment was already there. The story's been there. So we got to throw Brock in there because, Seth's injured. But for this situation, ain't nobody injured. So what's the damn excuse? I mean, I know Javon probably going to go to the main roster, and I'm proud of my man. I'm always going to be proud of Javon. That's the young OG. But I mean, damn, I would have loved to see my man with that NXT title at least once. For this storyline, this would have cooked. I love Ricky. Don't get me wrong. I've been a Ricky Starks fan. Ricky Starks. Heard what I said? Not Ricky Saints. Ricky Starks. I've been a fan of that man since NWA when I first seen him. Okay? Going up against Zicky Dice. Now, that's a whole different time. But, I mean, for this one right here, no. Hell no. Absolutely no. It should be Javon in this spot. The story, come on. He already faced the ruler. He faced Trick. He faced both of them. He had a match. He had a situation with them at Deadline last year. All that story, you just leave him behind. Come on, Sean. That's one. You come on. That one, you come on, bro. Like that one there? No, that one I ain't cool with. Because that you could have come on. That could have been your storyline of the year for the main title. Could have said anything about you, Sean. You'd have had 3 black men going crazy. 3 dreadheads. I've been said this. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
I listen. I'm not here to talk about JC Jane or Trick Williams. No. Because that is beneath the ruler. What I want to talk about is how Ricky Saints, Pretty Ricky, what they call him, scoffed at tradition. 2 weeks ago, I'm watching NXT. Banger of a match. Ricky Saints, Trick Williams. The ending comes. This is what we see.
Mm-hmm.
The way this was shot, this is a callback that's getting ready to come up. The way this was shot, cinema. To go to this scene here, cinema. Ricky Saints in the middle of the ring. Ribs or waist bandaged up, bleeding from the mouth, blood trickled down his body. You can see that the crown is heavy. But beside him, you see a shadow that is looming in the background. It is Oba, fear me.
Fear me.
Back. Dude, the promo that was cut this week between Oba and Ricky Saints in the ring gave me build.
That's those damn rock chills.
In the middle of the ring. This is Ricky Saints. This is the absolute era. The man that's donning the gold right now, talking about how he's carrying the brand, a man that we know is phenomenal on the mic. And Oba stood and held the line. I said, Oba, show them who you are. And Oba told Ricky Saints, people, in the middle of this ring, and I want to do him justice. He said, because Ricky is like, Oba, I peeped game weeks ago. I did this. I saw that you couldn't handle this, that, whatever. And Oba picked up the mic and said, Ricky, I'm glad to see that you are still the same as you were before. The person that beat me. He said, because I went back to the motherland, back to the soils that made me. And now I am here. I said, the ruler is talking. Let me sit up. And then the dynamite line, the poetry that was in it. He said, Ricky, for you, the sun is setting and I will cast the shadow. Flashback. People, flashback. The sun is setting and I will be the one to cast the shadow.
Come on, man.
And then the banger of it all. He said, the ruler is back. The destroyer is back. The bringer of war is back. Your daddy is home. Oba, 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 Oba. Hey, I'm just giving him straight Wakanda forever, baby. Oba, Oba. Hey, that promo was phenomenal. Your daddy is home. Oh my God. The crowd, the pop. I mean, they went nuts. I said it was in this moment. Oba became your next NXT champion for the second time because there is no way. Ricky Saints looked like he shot his pants in the middle of that ring, standing before Oba. Fear me. No bread. No water, just Oba me. This cannot go without Oba reclaiming that title one more time. Like that promo was phenomenal. That was the promo of the week. It was the promo of the night. Like it was just phenomenal, and it was delivered by my boy of all people. Oba, hear me. He killed it. He absolutely killed it. I have watched him do that promo over like multiple times this week because that's how phenomenal it was. The chills I got when he said the ruler is back. The destroyer is back. The bringer of war is back. Your daddy is home. I'm done. Mic drop. I'm done. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Hey, that boy good.
That boy good, boy. That boy good, boy. I said, man.
Hey, that's all I need to say about NXT. That was my highlight. Oba. Oh, that's my dog. That is my dog right there. I was so happy just to see him back on television and still in NXT because at least I know he is safe. Like they're going to promote him and do him well, like treat him well. Like that was phenomenal. That's all I'm going to say about it. Oba Fear Me is back in the building, people, and he is looking bigger and better than ever. Let's go.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, it was great. I love seeing Oba come back, man. I said, yeah, this man looked different. Something about the aura done went up by at least 10, 15, 20,000, you know?
Yeah.
I said, man, the ruler looking great, man.
It's over. The aura is over 9,000. Like, hey, he's just the accent, the strong accent that was in what he was saying. I mean, that was just, and I think that's what was just taking it over the edge, back to the motherland, back to the soils that made me. I said, oh, snap, to become the version of myself that you cannot beat. And now I am here. I said, oh, snap. Okay.
You got it over. Like,
there was no retort from Ricky. That's what there was nothing else to say. All he could say was, well, you want a rematch at Deadline. That was it. What do you say when someone does that? Like, goes off that well on the mic? Like, perfect. It was absolutely perfect. It was perfect. And when he talked about being the shadow, casting the shadow, the sun is setting an hour.
Yeah.
My mind immediately flipped back to last week, the way he came out, the light beaming through his arms, and just how massive he looked. And, oh my God. And when it cut and he had the shadow, I told my wife when I was sitting here, I said, Nicole, look at the shadow. Look at the shadow beside Ricky saying, like, this dude is literally looming over him. And then he said it this week. It was like, yo, it was dope. And Ricky had, at one point, he had flopped over the ropes. It was just like, it's too heavy. The crown, the NXT, it's too heavy. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, and Ricky Saints is finding out that Absolute Era just can't hold up. He's weak in the knees, and it's the ruler is back. Daddy is home. Period. Yes, man. Oh yes, man. That is done. It's done. It's done. Just you bow down to your king.
The ruler. Oh,
the ruler, man. That dude overkilled it. That promo is so hype. If you get a chance, I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. Just check it out, bro. Yeah, that you could see it in his face. I mean, he even threw a jab in there at him. He said, I'm not, I didn't care for all of this NXT versus TNA nonsense. He said, or you and Trick Williams battling over best dressed. I said, he said, all of that is beneath the ruler. I said, like, and what made it even hot, what made it even more dope was the fact that when he said battling over best dress, Ricky Saints kneeled down and struck a pose. So unserious. But the ruler was serious about everything. The whole thing. He's like, what's serious is that belt, that championship. I don't care about best dress. I don't care about NXT and TNA nonsense. I said, hey, yo. Hey, yo. Yeah, hey, overcooked, man. Overcooked. He cooked. And I was just surprised because we talk about Ricky Saints and how good he is on the mic. And I'm like, when Saints was talking, I said, was Over gonna be able to hang with, like, what is promo is he going? That boy good. Let's move on. I can talk about this all day long. I'm so hyped about that promo. It was
a great segment, man. Look, I was like, nah. I said, he's back. I said, this is over with, boy. This is over with. But then I was like, you know what? That's when I was like, you know what? Maybe this ain't too bad. But if my man Javon comes back and he's up in there.
Hey, I know Ricky probably say, hey, I'm done with all that trial by combat. Whatever what my boy said. Kill. Hey, I'm done. He said, oh, Ricky, as you can see, I am not dead.
I am not dead. Man, that man came back as the ruler, man. Just know what he's doing, man. That's different type of aura.
This shot right here, just this. Look at how massive this dude is. And then the music, boom, boom, boom. It just sounds like you're done. It's just boom, boom, boom. It's like, you're done.
I think to me, it's always the entrance for me. It's always when he was just like the and it's just like, I literally every time I get up and my wife is like, babe, I already know it's about. I'm like, you're right.
Yeah. Hey, Over be killing that mess, yo.
And then I
Oh boy.
still be doing it as he's walking.
Yeah.
I'm like, hit that stride on my
that,
boy.
yeah, and he had a daggone beads. I already told my wife, I said, look, I need to find these beads. I need
Yeah.
these beads in my life. I need them. So I can just walk around here like a ruler. Hey, I need them. Hey, it's perfect. It's perfect. What they have done with Obafemi has just been phenomenal. I just pray to God, that when he goes to the main roster, they keep this going for Oba, because they have so many good stars coming out of NXT that can really be, when we talk about in the future, kids saying, oh, this was a flashback to my, like, that can carry it for the next 10, 15 years, going forward. When you talk about Obafemi, Javon Evans, Ricky Saints, Rick Williams, Josh Briggs, I got to give him his flowers. You can say what you want. People don't, but he's perfect in his role and he does it well. And when he's in the ring, he's actually really good. So, I just, they have talent that can just, that they can really do something with, especially when this iteration of talent that's currently there, like your Roman Reigns, your Seth Rollins, your CM Punk, your Brock Lesnar's, all of that. When it's time for them to kind of move on, now you got this crop coming in, and they can still plug and play and keep running. I think it's great. I really do.
Yeah, man. I think they definitely got they got a really good future ahead of them. So again, don't mess this up, WWE. You got some stars here that can really do it. They can make you some new memories. You ain't got to worry about nostalgia. Bring them up. I'll show you how it's done. But we talked about some of the great things with that man Sean cooking up with NXT. Now it's time to talk about the best part of the end of the week, Friday Night SmackDown. I ain't gonna lie, man. Friday Night SmackDown, pretty good, pretty good. Look, I ain't gonna lie. They've been kind of y'all been a little consistent the last few weeks. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I ain't gonna lie, man. They've been doing a few things to where I'm actually pretty proud of them in some ways. And we'll talk about how they started off the show though, because they kicked this off, with the vision. Look at Braun Breaker, first of all. I noticed how distant he's been so much since Logan Paul's been around. It's so interesting to me. But he's out there, he's talking, and everybody's talking about how Logan Paul was reading his lines off of his hands. Classic. You want to talk about somebody else that did that, the good old final boss himself. Okay. So I thought maybe that might have been something he was doing, but I don't know. They said he was writing it down. They said he wrote it down on his hand, but who knows? They could have been a real reason for that. I don't really think that was just because he didn't remember his promo. I think there was an actual reason behind that. But in the midst of that, Usos, okay, they come out. You know what I'm saying? They coming out to try to interrupt what Logan Paul was talking about. I said, thank God. But then of course they say, we didn't come alone. We came with somebody. Cody's music goes off. There ain't no Cody. Ain't no Cody at all, because this man is left for dead. Drew McIntyre literally just mauled this man on the freaking bus. Okay. To the point where they just had to get some medical teams and get him out of there. I said, man, this is insane. But we'll see what happens later on with the show. And we're going to talk about what Cody Rhodes is doing, man. He low-key cooked up last night. We'll flash forward to the good old U.S. Open Challenge match, man. Now, look, this was another great match. Ilya Dragunov going up against JD McDonough. I thought this was a banger. I mean, you talk about first of all, JD McDonough, nice in the ring. I've never seen that man is. They call that man Iron Lung for a reason. That man really can kill it, man. And Ilya, as always, over delivering. Now I'm not mad about JD being the man to face Ilya, but again, at this point, we're just putting singles tag team people up against Ilya Dragunov. And if that's the case, why the hell haven't I seen Montez Ford go for this title? Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that soon. Then we flash forward. Look to my man, Carmelo. Look, this was great. It was Carmelo Hayes going up against Bronson Tsunami Reed. Now, of course, there was a whole lot of chaos that happened all in between and after that. But what I loved about it, okay, Cody Rhodes came, helped Carmelo Hayes. I mean, to the point, my man Melo, regardless of what you say, the man won. A dub's a dub. Won it by count out, but he still got he was able to advance to the next round. And honestly, the way I'm seeing this, and shout out to my man Couch Potato on TikTok, made an observation, and I agree. The way I'm kind of seeing this, I think Carmelo Hayes is going to be the one to win this. My time is now tournament. I think so. I think so, man. It's looking like the people are getting behind him. The crowd's getting with him. Look, and again, it's semi-organically happening, semi-WWE writing stuff. So if y'all want to sit there and pay attention, let it happen now. Let's push for my man Melo. It needs to happen immediately. Then we flash forward. Chelsea Green, calling herself the best women's champion on SmackDown. Jade got a problem with it. Honestly, I love this side of Jade, man. But again, look, this is something we seen on AEW, and she's still been killing us, man. I love what she's doing with this. Kind of pretty much talking that talk to Chelsea Green and saying, look, I don't care what you say. I can prove that I will show you I am the greatest women's champion on SmackDown. Bianca, we waiting on you at this point. Then we flash forward to that man Penta, okay? And Heartbreak Prince, I know you feel a type of way about this. Penta beating Finn Balor yet again. I don't know what they're doing, my man Finn. But hey, Penta's getting the dub, but I already know Penta's not going to win this neither. Penta also advancing to the My Time Is Now tournament. Again, yeah, I don't see Penta winning this all the way, but who I do see again winning, Carmelo Hayes. The fact that we've seen Finn Balor lose this is not a surprise. This match is something we've seen on Raw plenty of times, so this wasn't a shock, low key. Then we flash forward in the ending of the show. Okay, this was really interesting here. All right, we had Rhea Ripley. Okay, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte. Now, the crazy thing is about this whole situation, all right, before this, Charlotte and Rhea Ripley actually met backstage, tried to talk, they talked it out. Rhea said, I can trust you, you can trust me. Charlotte said, you can trust me, I can trust you, shook on it. Might as well spit hands and did the whole little handshake. And honestly, they also introduced that good old AJ Lee was going to be, I mean, I couldn't believe this. Good old AJ Lee was going to be joining their team. But the funny thing was, as soon as AJ Lee was coming out, all four of the other women, Nia Jax, Lash Legend, the Kabuki Warriors, came out and started to beat the hell out of these four women. And AJ Lee, I swear, took her damnedest time trying to get down to the ring. But that meant nothing because that good old the man, Becky Lynch, came. And now she is confirmed to be the fifth and final woman for that War Games match. And this is the finish right here. Now, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Uh did I kind of see the whole thing with Becky and AJ Lee possibly being the last two people in War Games? Low key. Low key, I thought about that when it happened on Raw because they were still like, oh, we need five. Well, low key, if you need two other women, these are the only two women that actually have a relevant story going on. You're not going to throw in Bailey or Lyra. Hell no. Why would you do that? You want to sell tickets, so you want AJ Lee. And I get it. She ain't never been in it. There's a lot of stuff AJ Lee hasn't been in since she's been gone. So she's going to have a lot of first times. Royal Rumble's coming around the corner. First time for that. She might go to Saudi. First time for that. So it doesn't surprise me that she's in this. And honestly, I hope she kills it, man. She got to hold her own. And I know, AJ Lee will. But again, you're in there with a lot of other women that are, again, and I'm not saying that AJ Lee's not still in her prime. But again, you're in there with a lot of women that do a whole lot more aerial moves and do a whole lot more wrestling movesets than you've done in a while. So I'm hoping that AJ Lee's been training and she's keeping up. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. One thing I got to talk about, my man Melo. Hey, get that dub, bro. Get the dub. crowd pop for you. They pop for you when you came out. They pop for you when you won. They glad. Hey, and by the way, Cody Rhodes cut a hell of a promo. Said to Braun Breaker, if we're talking about the Steiners and the Rhodes, the Steiners still couldn't keep up to the Rhodes name. I said, damn, Cody, that was crazy. I said, we ain't got to take it to generation. You ain't got to go that far. Yeah, I loved it. Drew McIntyre being a menace, being insane. Love what he did with that. I thought he absolutely killed it with that. And one last thing I had to talk about too, the Charlotte and Rhea Ripley segment that they did. I said, well, damn, y'all didn't even make this feel like this was raw, like not like it was really happening in the moment because it was so cinematic. So it was like, oh, so y'all must have either just recorded this or recorded this earlier today, and this is what we got. But again, still great storytelling. Like what they did, love what they did. I'm not too upset about it. I think they still delivered, and I still think they put on a great show. And I think they're getting us ready for the week before War Games. So we'll see what happens. It should be something good, especially for the women's, because see my girl Lash hit that good old. I said, man, that girl's nasty with it. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Hey, just my quick thoughts. SmackDown overall was decent. Loving what Ilya Dragunov is doing and what he's been bringing with the U.S. title. It just makes me wonder, why couldn't they have done something similar like this with Sami Zayn when he had it? Like he just wasn't featured like he wanted, and then he just wasn't featured much. Whereas they've been doing this week after week after week, been having title matches and championship opportunities, which is a good thing. And Ilya is actually killing. He's doing a great job. JD McDonough, man, that dude, they've got to see something in this dude and get this dude like into some serious stuff. Because he's even living up to the hype, because CM Punk talked about it a couple weeks ago that he could see a person like a JD McDonough battling him for the championship. And many people may scoff at that, the idea of like JD McDonough, but that dude is actually really good in the ring. He's an excellent wrestler, excellent performer. We just yesterday he showcased that. Just last night that was showcased. So I really appreciate that and like that. Finn, they just burying that dude. I don't know how many more times I can say it. I just don't see like any plans for Finn and a future for Finn right now. He's just not. They're just not using Finn. At this point, he's just looking up at the lights night after night. Every time he's in the ring, taking these ills. And he came out. He almost did his old leg slap, whatever. But he's like, nah. But eventually, I hope he finds his way to get out of the judgment and just get back to being the Finn of old. I want to touch on Carmelo Hayes. I'm in agreement, and I think this is perfect. I think this is a great opportunity and a great thing here if it goes the way that it's looking like it's going to go. When you're talking about the last time is now, the final match with John Cena, what better match to have than an old talent versus an up-and-coming talent, and what that could mean for the future of the WWE. John Cena has always been talking about constantly leaving wrestling in a better place and showcasing and bringing up new talent, the next generation of talent. And so I think the tournament has to end in a match with him versus a Carmelo Hayes or versus a Gunther. So, because, he's in there too. And you can probably see Gunther being, somewhere in the picture. So as long as it's not some type of old head that's been here for a while, I'm fine with it. I want to see somebody that is kind of younger, new coming up, whatever. Even though Gunther's, I'm not saying young, but he's fairly new to like the WWE main roster, 2 years, 3 years or something like that. So
Yeah.
We're still cooking there. As long as it's not, like I said, some old head. I don't want to say no names. I don't put nobody down. But this is good. This is good. It's good for Carmelo Hayes. It's good for Gunther or some type of talent like that. When it comes to these ladies, I'm just still happy to see Lash Legend on the main roster, seeing her just being involved in something like this right away. because we've been pushing for Lash Legend to do something, have something big for a while, even whether NXT being a champion or not, or going up, sending her up to the main roster. They decided to go and send her up to the main roster, and she's in such a good situation here, being in the War Games for the women, and I kind of like what they got going on with Rhea and Charlotte, and there's a little bit of tension here because there's egos at play here, and both of them have just they both been at the top and rose to the top, and
Both beat each other at
both
WrestleMania
beat
and
each
all that
other,
good
right?
stuff.
And so that that there's this who's the top girl type of mentality between the two of them. This competition. Although the greatest women's wrestler of all time is Becky Lynch, according to ESPN, Sports Illustrated, and so we know who that is already. So I don't know why these ladies are battling for second place, but it's happening before our eyes. But no, I think it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to this match here because I really do think it's going to go. And then having AJ Lee and Becky in here is just good. So they've been doing some good setup for the pay-per-view for Survivor Series War Games, and I think that's going to
Yeah. Yeah, and I was just kind of thinking about it earlier, man, with Carmelo beating Johnson. I think it's gonna be him, man, because literally it's gonna be him. But I think it is because I think about the feud he had with the Miz, and the Miz was, his whole feud with John Cena back in the day. He was like, I should be the one facing Cena. I should be the one beating Cena. Should be me. Should be me. Why not Melo to be that person and have the Miz try to interfere and all that stuff? And Melo still goes over and beats John Cena for that IC title.
It would be dope. It would
That'd
be
be
dope.
so great. The pop, the reaction, and then it would really I think that would really just have Carmelo as a big baby face at that point. You got a good baby face that now get him going for that mid card title and then get him up to that main card title.
Yeah, and initially I was thinking this kind of sucks for whoever faces John Cena in his last match and actually beats him because the crowd. I don't know how the crowd is going to accept that. As far as it's his last match. It's probably going to end in an L. I mean that's best for business. And so I just hope that there's no kickback to whoever it is that faces him and does that. Like hate from the crowd, that type of thing. Because I'm pretty sure there's probably a good contingency of fans out there that probably would like to see Cena just win his next two matches or win his next match and then have
take
to kind
the
of
title home.
Take the title home or relinquish the title, like go out on top, go out as a winner. But I that was my initial thought process when they talked about this, like facing him. I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to be the person. I'd like to be the person that he last faces and beats him, because instead of it being like, this is great for this person, it's like boo boo. I don't know. I wonder how this crowd is going to, because the reality is going to set in that, oh snap, we just watched his last match.
Yeah. I need to make sure I'm off that day. I gotta make sure I gotta.
And it's what, Saturday night's main event supposedly is what's gonna be at?
Yeah. So it's like, but we gotta. That's it, man. It's crazy because I was literally saying to myself, I said, when I was 10 years old, I met this man when I was 10. I don't know if I told you about this story, but when I was 10 years old, man, I was with one of my childhood friends, and I went to go see. They was like, yo, John Cena's about to be at the mall. You want to go? I was like, yeah. Now I was a kid, so don't judge me. They said, did you call your mom and ask? I said, yeah. Mind you, I lied. I was 10. Why? Because if I had a chance to see John Cena, I was gonna take it. Pause. So I went. Now, granted, thinking about it now, if I would have told my mom, she definitely said she would have went. I think that's why she was actually more mad than anything else. But what I'm saying is this: I went to go meet John Cena and Tori Wilson at 10 years old. Now, I don't even have that picture, but what I do have is that memory. Now, I know if my mom would have went, I still have this picture to this day, and I can say me in the never seen 17. But I can't do that because I didn't tell her. What I'm saying is this, people that you're listening, just be honest. Tell people, hey, if you about to go somewhere, tell them. You never know. You might save a memory that you can never see again. So, but it was all great, man. Look, to see John Cena at 10 years old, then 20 years later on my 30th birthday, March 1st, an Elimination Chamber, seeing him turn heel, then seeing this man win the 17th. I thought this year was pretty crazy for John Cena. Some of the stuff, yes, very questionable. Some of the stuff we could have done better for my man's. But at the end of the day, this is just a very emotional. I this is probably like, I mean, and you know how when we was talking about that with Adam Cole, all in. You know how I felt about that. I said, man, this was hurting me, man. I told you I felt like I cursed him or something because I was wearing the Undisputed Era shirt. The night, the day of all in, talking about, yeah, it's Adam Cole's night. You know what I'm saying? This man didn't even get a chance to walk in the ring. So again, yeah, this is probably like in my top three most cherished moment. Because this one's like going from a kid to an adult. Adam Cole, I was an adult as an adult, so that's still cherished. That still hurt me. But John, yeah, man, yeah. This one says a lot. This one says a lot. But I thought SmackDown was still a great show. Again, yeah, Lash killed it though. But yeah, man. Just to never seen 17, man. It's one of those things. Just be honest with your parents, kids. Just tell them if you're going somewhere, say something. That being said, trust me, when my mom was looking for me, she said, "Where the hell was you?" I said, "I'm with John Cena." That didn't mean nothing to her at that time because I was gone for 2 hours. And
Boy,
she didn't know
stop.
where I was. Then when I couldn't get the damn picture, oh, it just looked like I was lying. And then I finally had the picture to show. And I should have. And I said, dude, I told my friend, how are you going? I literally risked my life to meet this man. And you mean to tell me you lost the picture?
Life and limb.
It's insane. I ain't gonna say his name, man, because I ain't gonna put my man's business out there. He knows who he is. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. But as always, please make sure y'all follow all of our social medias. I tell y'all this all the time, man. Y'all already know what this is. Facebook, we on that. We on that. Instagram, we on that. TikTok, we on that as well. Hey, appreciate the love and support, y'all. Look, we're at
Yes.
211 subscribers now. Let's shoot for 250. Let's shoot for
Let's
300.
go.
Keep them going. We're looking at about 515 followers on TikTok, y'all. So again, please, we always appreciate all the love and support you guys keep giving us. Honestly, the comments, just the shares, the likes. You guys have been going crazy just watching the shorts. Thank you again. I mean, this time I'm looking and I'm just seeing like 1,000, almost 2,000. So hey, guys, keep liking it up, keep viewing them. We appreciate everything. Appreciate all the love. Everybody in the comments. Nicole, thank you as well. Killing it in the comments. Hey, Zach, always killing it in the comments. Shout out to all my people on TikTok. Whether it's Chris from Heels for Life, Obi Dub, Josh, Ladybug, 13 Thoughts. That's my man over there, man. All of you guys, Saint, everybody. Appreciate everything you guys do and support. And honestly, we're just gonna keep giving you guys that content the exclusive way. All right, man. Y'all already know what this is. Oh man. But
Yeah, thanks again, guys, everybody, for the support. I mean, it's been amazing. To be a year in, and people are catching on, starting to check out the content, like, subscribe, all of that type of stuff. We appreciate the love, we really do. So thank you very much.
thank y'all for real. It's crazy. I couldn't even believe we like really thinking about it. We went from when we started this podcast last year, you know, had a little hiatus, but we came back in January. We started with 50 this year, and to be almost at the end of the year, and we're looking at 211. I'm nothing but grateful for every single person that subscribed, every person that I've met, whether it was at a store or me at the don't matter. I met a few people at the dog park a couple of times, and so I appreciate everybody that tunes in and watches and subscribes. It's really all nothing but love from you guys, and definitely appreciate everything you guys have been showing that support for us, man, because it shows. And look, I'm eternally grateful. No, this.
Yeah. we got new top 10 requests. They wanted a new top 10 theme songs. Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
Universalum, hello. Thank you for
What's
watching
up,
us, checking us out.
Universal?
We appreciate it. Pop it into the comments. It's dope. Thank you.
Oh yeah. We definitely gotta do top 10 theme songs. But yes,
I
definitely Universal. Hey, appreciate that, man.
I already know. I think I know what my number one is already, but
Yeah, I got a couple. But I think I got my number one. I think
all
I
right.
got my
Hold
number
on.
one.
On the count of three, that's it. We would say who our number one is. All right. 1, 2, 3. Stone Cold.
Undisputed. Oh, my bad.
What was that? What did he say?
I said Undisputed Era. Oh, my bad. No, no, it's tough, man. I think, yeah, Stone Cold, but I probably have to say The Rock. The Rock's like
So he's like
that
2.
Hollywood.
Yeah, The Rock is like 2.
It's tough. It's
To
tough.
me, it's something about the glass break, man. It gets you every time, and I hear it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just the energy that Stone Cold would walk through. That head nodding. It's
Yeah.
like he was pissed he was at work. And just be talking like, they got me coming out of this mouth. Like he just seemed pissed. I love it. But that's a tough one. We talk about number one because like I said, I go back with the Rock and Stone Cold, but that glass break gets it from you. When you hear it, you know what time it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I see, and I agree, man. I agree with you on Stone Cold with that. I think for me though, I might have to say The Rock, and I think if I could, and I'd hate to do this because it's really not like it's new, but I think his final boss one, I think is my all-time because it's a combination of all of them.
Of it. Yes.
That and then it's just like that last one, like even like it's like this, if you smell, and you do this, like you go from that, the People's Champ, then you go to that Hollywood Rock.
Yeah.
And it's just like, nah, this just the way how they did that one. I said, nah, this one's better.
Yep.
Like
that mix is dope. And then it slows down.
Down. Like, yeah, like it's like, ooh. Chills, boy. Them chills. Oh man.
Hey, Stone Cold's pops are legendary. I mean, it's everything about it. His music was dope. The way he walked out was just dope. It's just hard. It's hard. It's just a
unspoken aura, man.
Aura is definitely that was over a million. Like that aura was out of control.
Yeah, I agree, Nicole. Definitely top five dead or alive. How to stay alive. I feel that.
Yeah.
Oh man. But we talked about some of the great things that happened with Monday Night Raw. The chaos that happened with the Guard. Javon showing he can go toe to toe with the Ring General. And we talked about NXT, of course. Pretty Ricky Saints seeing that man over fear me. And hey, Trick Willie Wonka getting his ass beat almost damn near by Miles Bourne. And then, of course, Tatum Paxley. It happened. And, of course, Tatum Paxley losing that freaking title. And good old Zarya throwing in the towel. And, of course, with Smackdown, that chaos that was going on with that. Seeing AJ Lee and the man, Becky Lynch. Seeing Drew. Finally seeing that his prayers are being answered. And, of course, that man Mello showing that he really, truly is him. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. As always, I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. And we had the one man and the only man that can check into the Heartbreak Hotel, and that's the Heartbreak Prince himself. We are the Xclusive Knights, and we always ensure that we are the best there is,
best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
And to ensure that your nights will never be the same.
I'm going back to the motherland. I'm going back to the soils that made me.
Y'all
have a good one. Be good. Over fear me, baby. Kill it.